Collective. Welcome back to Soul Measure. I don't usually like deal in politics. Well, some of my conversations, but most of them are about spirituality, which is kind of a combination of both, right? If you are panicking about the revocation of these bills and new bill, old bills being passed, maybe if you're in tears about it and just in shambles, disheveled, and everything like that, shadow work, all right? Because the energy I'm getting off this, like, first of all, the whole MAGA thing, it's not, I feel like it was misinterpreted because of appearances, right? Because some people were being subconsciously racist towards the president, or just or just basing it off of something shallow like appearances and who was supporting this president, right? And also there was a bunch of some of his supporters as well, which are they're straight bigoted, which he's like, he showed up to everybody though, the bigots, the blacks, and I don't see any, like, I could be wrong, but I don't really see any discrimination with the guy, right? So it make America great again, right? I don't think it means what people have interpreted it as. It has been demonized, like certain numbers, like 666 was demonized. That's just actually the chemical compound for carbon. Sorry, and that act being removed, equal rights, is like, basically, to me, all it's saying is that there shouldn't have had to have been a bill passed. Like, it's saying that, oh, I'm not hiring you because it's this, and that. It's like, I'm not hiring you because you're black, because you're trans, because you're a woman, and things like that. It's more, to me, it's saying more, it shouldn't have been a factor in the first place. If you could do the work, then you have the job. If you have the qualifications, the skills, you have the job, right? And it's like people are like really just in shambles about something, and like, who knows, because there's also line item vetoes, there's also new bills that could be passed in place of. But I think the whole thing of it being removed is saying that like, it's just not a factor, like, it's just a matter of character, skill, character and qualification, basically. So, like, if you're in a panic and like up in arms about these laws, it's like, just sit back and watch. If you feel like it's not gonna go one way or another, I mean, be prepared, or whatever you're gonna do, whatever your move's gonna be prepared. But also, tread lightly. Don't have yourself, coming up with new health issues because you are up in arms about something, about a misinterpretation about something, right? Because there's some laws that are in place, like affirmative action. That's, there are laws that should not be, because that shouldn't have even been like something that we would have to put in place. Because back when it was great again, it was like, there was opportunities for everyone, right? Except minus, maybe it's coming back around this time, minus bombing a whole city in your own country because you don't want to see a certain community make it. Like, that's expensive. You see that there were ceasefires in other countries, right? Because why are we over there? And we're paying taxes to be over there, bombing other people, and they got the deportation thing going on, and I feel like that's just for the people who did not earn their citizenship here, or I mean, that's a sticky issue in and of itself, right? And then child support got removed and things like that, right? Okay, you can no longer file child support as a woman. And also, when all these things were taking place, right, black families were being split up. You got to look at it like that. Families were split up because, okay, a lot of chicks were, like, oh, just have a baby and file child support. Like, it was truly being abused, and that was very sickening. And I'm not mad about it at all, because I did all I could to take care of mine, and without without as much as I could without the assistance. And then, every time you looked up, I would be down. I would file for government assistance, and then I'd be up again with a job and, doing what I needed to do, wherever I may have been in his life at the time. And there's a lot of chicks, they just like, I'll just have a baby by this guy and just abuse his rights and abuse him, just financial abuse. And that is like nauseating in and of itself. And these are the same chicks that are like, oh, man ain't shit. Well, it's kind of like, especially if they stop paying the child support and things like that. So I feel like, it'll, and the whole thing, thing about the black community is the men truly do compete with the women and vice versa. And that is something that, male and female, it's just like, it's an automatic loss no matter what side you're on. If you're a man competing with a woman, you lost by default. Woman competing with a man, lost. Like, especially on this, on the physical, like men and women think differently. We're built differently. We have different levels of protection in certain aspects of life from the divine. Now, but it was great, right? The black families were together. Black communities were building and establishing businesses. Only thing is, and people are more open about themselves because of where we are now. Like, but people are under the assumption that we're dealing with a straight up bigot, and if that is the case, like I said, be prepared to make whatever move you gotta make, double down, buckle down, and weather the storm. But I feel like it's a change for the better. That's just what I'm feeling. My feeling could be off, but I don't think it is. It hasn't been so far. There have been some things that the president has said that are not favorable, but times have changed, and as times change, so will people. And I would just say, go, just simmer on it some. Like, really think about it before you hop on, TikTok, YouTube, and just really just think about what could be happening. Like, think about the variables, the possibilities, right? Get on your Doctor Strange shit and figure out. Sorry about the lighting. I just saw that. Figure out where you're gonna stand. Should this come to pass? Should this happen? This happen? This happen? And suit up, boot up. If you gotta put boots to ground, do that. But I mean, it's not even here yet, and people are just like, sitting around crying about it, which does absolutely nothing. It heals, and then after you heal, you gotta get up and do what you need to do. I mean, we haven't even seen like the bill, like what's gonna happen right after, just like the whole martial law thing. Every time they talk about that, everybody gets up in arms and start posting videos, shooting their guns, and like not my house and stuff like that. Like, I'm not saying be asleep without, by any stretch of the imagination, do not go to sleep, right? But be tedious, be discerning, because it could mean a whole bunch of different things, and this is just from an optimistic and realistic perspective, right? I could be pessimistic, say, oh no, he's bringing back racism, open racism. Yeah, they could tell us, oh, we don't want, you working for us because you're a certain color or a certain gender or a certain nationality. They could say that, right? And it could also mean the exact opposite, right? It could be, maybe we will be getting our, like the natives of the land, or if we look at history, we'll be getting their land back. We'll be getting, this, that, and the third that was promised to them way back when, that we never got. That is probably a lot of the reason that nature is like, Mother Nature's wrecking shop. Gaia's wrecking shop right now, and it just is what it is. And it could be that, and I feel like it's not going to stop it till everything is in balance on a political scale, amongst the people and everything. Like, there will be a time of peace, because we've been at war for most of the country's history since America has been America. It's just been a war for over 200 and about, 260 years. The whole time the country's been a whole a corporation or whatever. Like, war was the business of America. And now there has been, like, there's no war right now. There's peace in other countries, and who knows what else is going to happen, and worldwide it was starting to feel the effect, because it's like, why are we over there in other people's affairs? It's not, and there was like a bunch of deception behind some of these wars, unfortunately, right? And I'm not speaking ill on the military, nothing like that, not ill against the government. I'm just saying, like, the perspectives that people are having, like, there are people jumping on here and, like, they're already, like, highly emotional about it, which is understandable, because it could be very detrimental to a certain group of people if this goes left. But keep in mind that things change, and and they've been trying to take this particular guy out for the longest through financial abuse or whatever, and they've been trying to assassinate him and missed. And some people say, nah, if it was a real, that sniper would have hit if it wasn't for entertainment purposes. Maybe so. Like, we don't know, but I'm like, I wouldn't risk taking a bullet to the face to just for the sake of a show. Like, maybe there was some makeup in a fake, like an air bullet or something like that, or whatever they create to make things look real CGI. Who knows? Like that. It could have just been for show. But I say, just go within people before you get all stressed out and start causing yourself mental health and physical health problems. And go within in your spirit and do what you know is right for yourself and your journey, right? And not just don't shoot the messenger, right? I mean, he's the messenger. They tried to shoot him, apparently, allegedly, and yeah, I guess this is just gonna be a short video. And man, sorry. Oh, that's better. Okay, so not everything is as it seems, as you know from the media, right? And it could be like 3 decades later, half a century later, and then you find out the truth of the matter, the gravity of the matter, what was going on behind the scenes. There's too many variables to sit up and be like, oh, it's just gonna go this way. I just know it. Like, you could be right in your like, if you're on an intuitive skill, right? But what if, and either way, get prepared for good and bad, and good. And then how you get prepared for good and bad, it sets you up for your upward trajectory either way. You can prepare the same way for good or bad, right? And it can translate to it's gonna go for your highest good, right? Even if you prepare for the worst, then if the worst does not happen, then boom, you automatically shoot up. And then if you prepare for the best, then you just prepare for the, and the opposite happens, then you're prepared to boost the ground, you're prepared for whatever battle you need to go to. But meditation, just, get your money right, get your businesses in order, your affairs, and everything like that, whatever those may be, and, get to work, get to whatever it is you feel like you need to do, or whatever you're guided to do to put you on your right path, right? Because this is like definitely some dark night of the soul type shit. This is definitely some shadow work type stuff to be, that's hitting us. That's basically America in and of itself is going through some dark night of the soul type stuff now with politics, because politics is part of why the country is in the shape it's in. And it's a lot of pressure to come in when the country looks like this, and you're all eyes are on you to fix it and make it whatever it's going to become. And everybody's hoping that it works out for them, right? Even the bigots, the open-minded, the intellects, the wise, the knowledgeable, and the ignorant, right? Everybody's hoping, it works out for them in some way, shape, or form, and it gets balanced out. But some things do have to go in order for everything to get balanced out, and that's certain biases and certain ways of thinking, being set in your ways. So with that said, yeah, just reflect, self-reflection, stay ready so you ain't gotta get ready type thing, and yeah, it's faith and work. Faith and work could be better. Most, some people might return to, their rightful places. I think it's just everything's getting put in its rightful place, one way or another. But that's it. Love you guys. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Do your shadow work. Heal yourself. Even if that means killing yourself, which will be the older version of yourself. And sometimes you got to kill yourself to heal yourself, right? So, yeah, until next video, thank you for watching Soul Measure, and I'll see you guys later.